What if one missing document left your family in chaos? I had two friends. One passed unexpectedly, and his family spent over a year in court, arguing about everything from medical decisions to funeral costs. It tore them apart. The other? She had her paperwork in place. Just one document saved her loved ones more than $247,000 in taxes and legal fees. And just as importantly, it gave them peace. That's the difference these documents make. If you're over 60, this video is for you. Because too many smart, prepared people think they've got it covered, when in reality they're missing one or two critical pieces. And by the time you realize it, it's often too late. So today we're breaking down 7 essential documents you need to have in place, plus 2 that could make all the difference. These aren't just papers, they're protection for your family, your money, and your legacy. Let's make sure you're not the one who leaves behind a mess. Let's say something unexpected happens. You're alive, but you've had a stroke, or maybe a surgery didn't go as planned. You're in the hospital, unable to speak or even sign your name. Meanwhile, your bills are due, your bank account is frozen, and your mortgage lender still wants their money. In that moment, even your spouse might not be allowed to access your finances, especially in certain states. That's why a durable power of attorney is so important. This document lets you appoint someone you trust to handle your finances if you're ever incapacitated. They can step in to pay bills, manage your accounts, deal with taxes, basically keep your life running while you recover. But here's the catch. It only works if it's done ahead of time. Signed, notarized, and ready to go. If you wait until you need it, it's already too late. Choose someone dependable, someone calm under pressure, and good with money. This isn't about who you love the most. It's about who can handle the responsibility. Because without this in place, your loved ones may have their hands tied, just when you need them the most. Now let's shift from finances to something even more personal, your health. If you're ever in a situation where you can't speak for yourself, maybe you're unconscious or heavily sedated after surgery, who makes the medical decisions? That's what a medical power of attorney is for. In some states, it's called a healthcare proxy. It gives someone you trust the legal authority to make medical choices on your behalf when you're unable to. Without it, hospitals often turn to the next of kin. But what happens if your loved ones disagree? One person says, do everything you can. Another says they wouldn't want that. And suddenly your care is caught in a tug of war, while doctors stand frozen in the middle. You can avoid all of that by choosing someone now, someone who understands what matters to you, and more importantly, someone you've talked to about it. Would you want to be on life support? Would you want aggressive treatment? Or would you prefer comfort and dignity? This document ensures your voice is heard, even if you can't speak, and that can make all the difference when emotions are high and time is short. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Just because your spouse or your adult child is listed in your medical paperwork doesn't mean doctors can talk to them. Seriously, without one simple form, your family might be completely shut out in a medical emergency. They could be standing right there in the hospital and still not be allowed to ask questions, get updates, or make decisions. That's why you need a HIPAA release form. HIPAA laws are strict. They're designed to protect your privacy, which is a good thing, until it isn't. If you're unconscious or unable to speak and there's no signed release on file, your loved ones might be left in the dark. I've seen this happen. A friend of mine rushed to the hospital after her dad had a stroke, and even though she was his power of attorney, the hospital couldn't tell her anything. The fix? It's usually just a one-page form. You list the names of people you trust and give medical providers permission to share information. It takes 5 minutes, but in a crisis, it can make all the difference. Now here's something a lot of people think they've taken care of, but haven't checked in years. I'm talking about your beneficiary designations, the names listed on your life insurance, retirement accounts, pensions, even some bank and investment accounts. These forms tell the company exactly who gets the money when you pass. The big surprise? They override everything in your will. Let me say that again. Whoever is listed on your beneficiary form gets the money, even if your will says something completely different. And I've seen this go horribly wrong. A man I knew had divorced his first wife 20 years ago. He remarried, updated his will, and left everything to his new family. But guess what he forgot? That old life insurance policy still listed his ex-wife. When he passed away, hundreds of thousands of dollars went straight to her. His current family got nothing, and there was nothing they could do because the form was legally binding. So here's your homework. Check every account. Make sure the right people are listed, and add backups too, just in case. Don't assume it's right. Verify it, because the courts don't care what you meant, only what's on file. This next one isn't a legal document, but honestly, it might be the most powerful thing you leave behind. It's called a personal letter of intent, and it's exactly what it sounds like. A letter written by you to your loved ones. It's where you get to explain your wishes, not in legal terms, but in your own voice. You can talk about how you want your memorial to feel, whether you'd prefer to be buried or cremated, what songs you want played, what memories you hope they share. You can even add a little humor. One woman I knew wrote, "Please don't let Uncle Mike give the eulogy. He talks too much." This letter is also the perfect place to explain why you made certain choices, like why one child might receive more, or why you gave to a specific charity. It helps prevent years of hurt or confusion, and it's not just emotional. You can include practical info too, where your passwords are, who to call, what needs to be handled. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be real. Your voice, your love, your final message. Let's talk about the document that could save your family years of stress, and in one real case, over $247,000. Most people think having a will is enough, but here's the truth. A last will and testament still has to go through probate. That means court involvement, delays, and legal fees. Your family could be stuck for months or longer just to access what you meant for them to have. That's where a revocable living trust changes everything. This document lets you transfer ownership of your assets, your home, your bank accounts, even your car, into the trust while you're alive. When you pass, those things go directly to your beneficiaries. No court, no waiting, no probate. A friend of mine had both a will and a living trust. When he passed, everything transferred seamlessly. No fighting, no delays. And his family saved over $247,000 in legal costs, taxes, and fees. That's not an exaggeration, that's a real number. If you want to leave a legacy, not a legal mess, a living trust might be the single most powerful step you can take. And paired with a basic will, it becomes nearly bulletproof. So let's take a moment and think about what we've covered. This isn't just about documents. It's about making sure the people you love aren't left with confusion, courtrooms, or chaos when you're gone. It's about peace of mind for them and for you. If you're over 60, there are 7 documents that truly matter. They're the foundation. With them in place, your family can focus on healing, not fighting. Without them, even the best intentions can fall apart. You need someone who can step in if you're ever incapacitated, someone who can speak for you medically. You need your wishes spelled out so no one is left guessing. You need to make sure your family can access your medical info and avoid probate court altogether when the time comes. That's what these documents do. Quietly, powerfully, they protect everything that matters. So here's what I want you to do. Pick just one thing you haven't done yet, or something you haven't looked at in years. Tackle it this week. Then next week, do the next. Bit by bit, you'll have everything in place. And when you do, you'll feel it. The peace of knowing your family's protected. If this video helped you, if it made you think, or if it gave you even one thing to take action on, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment. Let me know where you are in the process. Are you just starting out? Have you already got some of these in place? Your story might inspire someone else to finally take that next step. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. We make videos like this to help real people, just like you, feel more prepared, more confident, and more in control of what comes next. Because getting older doesn't mean giving up control. It means using your experience, your wisdom, and your heart to shape the future, even after you're gone. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourself and take care of the people you love.